Hi, I had to absolutely get you this video today. I needed to make this for you. You need this information. This information that I'm going to give you is kind of hard to take, but this information has to do with your animals, with your pets, and the food that you're giving them. I saw a video, it was last weekend. I saw it last Sunday, I believe it was. And so in that, watching that video, and I'm going to put the link down below for you to watch, that tells exactly what the process is going on, making the animal food for you, making the food that you feed your animals. It doesn't matter where you buy your animal food, it looks like. Even if you buy a good name, or you think it's a really good name brand, and you buy it at a high price in a high price spot, you got to check it out. You got to really find out what you're feeding your pet. It can take the life away from your pet. You know, and it can't just be, oh sure, whatever they sell at the grocery store and they said it's so great, and you know, sometimes they lie about that. It's just not that way. I've looked online. I've got holistic food. I've got very, very high price. It didn't matter. Feeding the animals, to me it was as if I was feeding a child. I love my animals. I want to take care of them, just as the Bible tells us to. In Genesis 2 tells us to take dominion and just take care of the animals and of the earth. And we have to take care of our pets. We purchased our pets, or we took over ownership of our pets, and in that we have to take care of them. So this video that I watched this weekend was talking about the pet food and what they're selling it. And it was talking about the rendering product, or the process, I should say, and in the end what the final result is. The final result is, wow, stuff that you wouldn't really want to feed your pet, let me tell you that. If I knew before what I know now, I wouldn't have been feeding my animals the things that I had been feeding them, thinking I was doing real good for them, and then in the end, my animals, after so many years, passed away. And I mean, it was still before their time. I'm sure they had more time left. I believe it was a lot of what they were eating. And nevertheless, I wanted to bring you this today. This video that I watched, the one that I put the link below, talks about the process of how they make the dog food. How they make the dog food. When they're making it, they're putting in it whatever meat that they can get to throw in there. They'll go to the grocery stores. Whatever meat doesn't sell, I mean, it's good for the grocery stores. Sure, somebody will go over there and pick up all that old meat. They'll take it to the manufacturing of the dog food plant, and they'll use that. They'll throw that down, throw it down the line to cook with that, the process for the foods. But what was shocking to me is they were talking about, they don't take the meat out of the plastic container. They don't take, and it has ink on the stickers and everything ready to be sold. They don't take that off. No plastic do they take off. They don't take anything off. They just throw the whole styrofoam container or whatever into this big vat to cook up, to make the dog food. And it wasn't just that. Where else do they get animals to use? If there is out, an animal, even a roadkill or animal off the side of the road, even if it's been there for a while, doesn't matter, they'll go pick it up. Doesn't matter if it has maggots on it. That sounds so gross, but they said it doesn't matter, they don't care. They'll pick it up, they'll throw that into the vat and use it to make this dog food. That wasn't the killer right there. The killer is, they go to the veterinarian places where people have put down their animals that were too sick to live anymore, their beloved animals that were too sick. Give them a shot, put them down because they're suffering so much. Then these places that make this dog food, they'll go pick up those animals. They'll go pick them up and throw those in the mix too. They won't take off their tags, their collars. They won't take off their flea collars. They just, the whole animal and everything that comes with it, that's on it, that goes into the big bunch of, mix it up and make dog food out of it. It's just so disgusting. This is one video you really have to watch. Do right by your pets. Watch this and investigate what's the best food for your animals. After I watched this video, I spent, I mean, really 2.5, almost 3 hours I spent online looking at the places, at the pet food stores, at the stores. I don't know where you live, but over here, I don't even know if this store is out of Colorado where I live. There's one store here that's called Petsmart. And at Petsmart, supposedly that's the best of the best for all the animals right there. Any animal, fish, birds, cats, dogs, whatever animals. They'll have whatever you need to take care of it. Okay, so I thought they can be trusted. Well, you know what? I went online and I was looking through, after listening to this video and having that information in me already. I took all that information that I learned from this video and I went in there. I went in first thing I did, this is what I did. I looked up online at this PetSmart store. I looked up every brand of dry dog food that they had to offer. What were the names of it? I went in individually, looked up every single name of every single dry dog food to see what it said about that specific food. I looked if there was customer complaints, if it had ever been recalled. I looked at what the people were talking about it, if some people really liked it, if some people hated it, what were the reasons. Was it good for their dog? Did their dog get sick? What was going on? I just looked in everything for each one of the ones from this pet store. After I had looked up that, I couldn't believe it. I was just in shock. Every one of those dry dog foods at that place sold. And these were some pretty expensive dog foods, not sold at your regular grocery store. These were pretty expensive. All of them in the past had been recalled within the last few years for specific reasons. And some of the recalls even came from themselves, from the manufacturers themselves. They recalled their own item. And you might think, well, okay, great, then they do care. You know what? Don't even say that. Don't even think that. They did that before anybody was going to put it on the news that dogs were getting really sick. If they don't see that animals are getting sick from it, I don't think they're going to move at all. I don't think they'll recall anything until they hear that there was something going down. And after that, after I looked at each one of those, and each one of those had been recalled for whatever was a certain situation, after that I thought, forget about it. Get out of the store. Don't go there anymore. So I skipped to another store here in Colorado that's called Petco. So I opened up, still online, the same thing, looking through every single dry dog food. I was just focused on dry dog food at this point. The dry dog food, what each one of them. And then, of course, they had some of the stuff that was from the other store that I had just looked up. So I saw that. Okay, and then I went on to what I hadn't investigated before. And I went on to look at those, pull those up. Wow. It was pretty much the same thing. I found one out of all of that looked very good. After all of that, after all those hours, and it was one I'd never heard of before. It was odd. It had, let me tell you first, there was one that I had purchased not too long before online. I had bought it off of Amazon and it looked pretty good. It was a holistic dog food. It looked like it was pretty good, but you know what? The first time I fed it to my dog, she threw up. Did that give me a good clue? Yeah. So, after I checked that I had bought from Amazon, Even though there was a lot of people, oh, my dog loves this. Oh, this is good for my dog. And I've been giving it to my dog for a long time. It's really great. Yeah, okay. My dog threw up the first time. And then and this might sound gross, but the throw up smelled like chemical. I'm like, what? Not my dog. Not my baby dog. I just threw that all away. Let the garbage man take that away. And then I moved on now. And now then my husband went and got some of the one that I had just found recently, at the Petco. And so we're going to try it now and see how it turns out. And it really makes you aware of what food you're giving to your animals, because they trust you with everything. They trust you with everything. You are their keeper. You're their keeper on this earth. It took me a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer was like, oh Lord, please help me find something good for this animal. Help me find something good. Like I said, my other dogs died. My last dog, the last dog that I lost just from death took her. That was actually October 27th of last year. Oh, I cried. Before that, another dog I had that had died also, and that was 2012. Wow, the death of an animal, it hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts. Hurts because you love them. You love them like family, and they are your family. And so I'm like, I don't want that to happen again with this one. No, she's precious to me. And then after that, I looked and I saw that they had cat food. This company had cat food, and I went ahead and got my husband did. He went to the store that day, and he got the cat food from the same company. So we felt comfortable with that. But I want you to watch this video. I'm going to put the link down below. I want you to watch it, okay? And I've got to get on and give you guys a video about our animals. The animals we have, the animals that have gone on before, will be with us in heaven. Will be with us in heaven. I'm gonna put Bible verses. I'm in the middle of a book right now that I just got. It's an awesome book, and it's multiple authors. This is really great. And so anyway, I'm gonna leave you with that, and I'm gonna leave you with the link. But take good care of your babies. Your babies love you so much. You're everything to them. And keep telling them in their ears, keep telling them, I love you so much, and Jesus loves you. Tell them. You know what? I think we don't speak the same language as them now. I think we'll speak the same language, all of us. I think every human and every creature on earth, when we're in God's kingdom, will speak the same language. I truly believe that. I think the animals got their language mixed up after the Tower of Babel in Genesis 11 incident. I think they got mixed up, but their language mixed up. Or maybe it was the fault of the serpent, okay? But, I'm sure the serpent back in the day that he was talking to Eve, he totally wasn't speaking a language that she didn't understand, because she wasn't like, Adam, look at this freaky serpent, he's talking, can you believe? No, she understood what he was saying. Okay, that's how it was. That's what I think. Anyway, bye guys. Have a good night. Bye. Let me click out. There we go.